my drillers, it's your geezer Big Donny Cow here for a brand new video where today, let me tell you, I am sick and tired of hearing Arcane's a hard spec. It's not. I don't think it is a hard spec. Honestly, what do you have to learn? You have to learn a rotation. It's a scripted rotation. You do every time. It's like, once you got that down, you're fine. And like, there's not much reactive gameplay to it. So once you learn it, you learn it. That's it. Simple as. Um. So yeah. I'm gonna go through and kind of show you why this spec isn't actually that hard. Like, imagine this. Imagine you're a new player. You watch something like the Azura cinematic and think, oh, she's fucking cool. I want to do magic like her. Well, this is the closest spec in the game to it. Arcane. So you want to learn it. You look at the guides, it's overly complicated. You go, look at community perceptions of the spec. People are like, oh, it's the hardest spec in the game. At least in some places, yeah? No. Dispelling that myth, here now, today. Let's just go into Arcane and show why it's not as bad as people say it is. So, I think the best way to do it is to show you, like, how I play. So, here's my talents for a raid setup. Behind the camera I've got 2 points in Frigid Wind, 1 point in Ice Ward, and 1 point in Ice Cold. Everything else behind the camera is just not taken, so what you see is what you get. So, with Arcane, there's 3 components. The burn, the mini burn, and the conserve. What does that mean? Well, it's just, you burst without all your cooldowns. The part where you do no damage, like you could kind of just filling in spells because it's, why would you stand there and do nothing? So here's the thing. If I'm to equate this to demonology, imagine it's like Nether Portal, the Tyrant in the middle, and then it's just like your regular demon summoning and building shards and whatnot. Like, I could go through so many specs. Like, I don't know. Remember when Paladin had wings as a 2-minute cooldown as ret? So you'd like, your wings burst, a regular final reckoning burst, and then just your regular DPS rotation. It's the same. This burn, mini burn, and conserve phase, no. It's other words which I think have been thrown in to confuse people. No. Especially like when we're at a point where mana doesn't really matter. So what I'll do now is I'll talk to you about my little rotation for when playing this spec. So what I like to do with Arcane is well, first of all, we need to get our buffs going. So we Arcane Familiar, we Arcane Intellect, we conjure our mana gem. I've already made it, so I can't do it again. But yep. Make sure you have those before you pull. On pre-pull, pop your evocation. Yep. Fully channel it. Get all those points in. And then, so, let's say you're using something like Nimuse, or like Dreambinders, or Loss. You want to start the fight by, well, first of all, you Arcane Orb. I like to Arcane Blast as well, just to get the 4th Arcane Charge. Then you use your Trinket or Staff. Straight after that. Then you start your actual burst. So what you want to do is you want to Radiant Spark, press Nether Tempest into Arcane Surge. Then you want to use Mana Gem, followed swiftly by Arcane Barrage. And before Arcane Barrage lands, Touch of a Magi. So that way when the Arcane Barrage hits, it actually counts towards that Touch of a Magi. And you get all your Arcane charges back. Then you want to blast 3 times, as that will consume the Radiant Spark and do the biggest damage. After that, you have a priority list. So with your tier set, you get an empowered Arcane Missiles every now and then. When you can use that with clear casting, you press Arcane Missiles. When you have the when you have a stack, or 2 stacks of the buff you get after consuming a clear casting, um, which buffs your arcane blast damage. I'll point this out a bit clearer later. I don't remember the name. This is an alt for me. Then you want to arcane blast, and then it's clear casting arcane missiles, and then the last thing on the priority is arcane blast, and you do this until like the last 2 seconds of touch of a magi, where you ideally want a presence of mind to get 2 more arcane blasts out and just like min max your DPS. You can get away without doing that, but if you want to like really push yourself, go do that. Go do that. You can also use presence of mind for if you have to move out a mechanic, you can at least keep pressing arcane blast. And yeah, yeah, that's it. That is your big burst phase, the burn. And then, so the buff you get from channeling evocation is called Siphon Storm. When that drops off, only then you can use shifting power, get your cooldown reduction, then you do the mini burn, which is the same thing but without arcane surge. So you just, instead of the arcane surge as at the start, you're gonna do the arcane barrage combo, and then you're gonna do you're gonna finish off your radiant spark with the arcane blasts. Trying to think of it, I think the big burn is 2 blasts and the mini burn is 3 blasts. I mean, you'll see when I play it in a sec. It's that simple, really. And ideally, if you can use your double lust, which is you can press lust twice as an arcane mage with the with this talent here, temporal warp, then great. But don't use this if your team has not called for lust yet. They don't want it at the moment. Like, the priority is making sure you can lust for the team, because lust is just that big of a cooldown. So, I'm going to show you how I play it. Let's go. Do the evocation. Throw that out, throw that out. Do the trinket. Okay, someone's probably already lusted by now in the guild group. Okay, let's... 2, 3. Ooh. See, there is never precision. Boom, boom. Wow, big damage, easy. Now we're in our just conserve phase where we want to clear cast, just for the damage. My Siphon Storm's fallen off, so I can shifting power. Amazing. Just a couple seconds left until I think I can use my touch for Magi. Cool. Okay, let's go. And now I just keep blasting to finish off this Radiant. Cool. Then, oh, I cancel it because it's not empowered. And then, oh, Presence of Mind, cancel. And yeah, keep going on. You only want to fully channel the empowered, what do you call it? The empowered arcane missiles when you're doing your burst. In your conserve, then ideally you want to let it fully channel, because you don't really want to be casting as much. You also want to be sending out arcane barrages when you can, and then when you come up to your big burst again, you want your charges full. And then, like, just look at this, boom, I get all my mana back, and then I just do the big burn again. Like, it's that easy. Mana is not even an issue with this spec. And like, with AoE, you pretty much just do that on like the highest health target, because the talents you pick lets that cleave. And then like you conserve, instead of spamming arcane missiles, you come in melee and you'll be like, oh yeah, let me keep exploding, and then barraging, and then arcane orb, and then let's say it got to 4 charges, because that's what it would be on AoE. Boom, simple. And you get like 2 charges of arcane orb, so you can keep barraging. Your barrage has a chance to summon an arcane orb, so you can barrage again. It's that simple, honestly. And you know what? All things given aside, the only reactional gameplay I have is having a clear casting proc to use on my arcane missiles. That's it. That is all I get with Arcane. So, you learn that script, You learn that rotation, and you can play Arcane Mage. Does that sound like a hard spec to you? Like, the difficulty for spec comes from spending some time on a training dummy. Not even that much time in comparison to most other specs. So, I personally, I'm gonna go and say that this is quite an easy spec. If you agree or disagree, please put down in the comments below. Your insight's appreciated. Of course, there's probably more min-maxy things, as every spec in the game has, even Beast Mastery. Which, I mean, if you want to share to help people learn the spec a bit better, then honestly, like, go for it. I'd love for people to come and watch this video who aren't overly confident in the game, and maybe even actually learn Arcane from this video of me. Yeah, okay, my headphones just died. That's awkward. But yeah, get the idea? Hope you found this video entertaining or informational, and I will see you guys in the next one. Sweet.